Hello, mate. Hello, friends. How's it going? Good? I hope so. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I had a couple of days off the content, now uploading back on both channels. I'm getting stuff in order for the new gaff. That's right, I'm moving. This place behind me, you see right now, isn't real. But I am going to be moving in a few weeks, 2 months-ish, and there'll be a new format of content coming your way, my friends. And that should be exciting for everybody involved. Right, so Chelsea are friggin' stinky. And it's been nice not having to talk about this mob. But lots of stuff has happened in the last couple of days. And a few things I want to speak about. Of course, you've probably seen the Alejandro Garnacho weird deleting Chelsea completely off his TikTok. Some stuff. His Chelsea bio, he removed his picture. He's removed... I don't know if he ever had Chelsea in the bio. But his profile picture, he moved him to something blank, and he's very cryptic and weird. He's a strange boy. He's a strange boy, Alejandro Garnacho. We'll talk about that a little bit. Apparently, we're keen on signing some Spurs players, should they go down. So, sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I've got mad hay fever. I hate it. It's miserable outside. It's like raining and cloudy. Yet like my eyes hurt and clearing my throat. And I don't know what's happening to me. But hopefully Spurs go down and we sign Mohamed Kudus. And also Lucas Bergvall as a player that's been constantly linked. Cy Phillips has spoken about that. I'll be referencing it off the Chelsea Chronicle. Rosenior spoke about Enzo Fernandez, who of course now is returning to the team. Is everything fine? Have they all made up? Is it cuddles all over the gaff? We will see. Of course, we're going to play Man United this weekend. There's going to be a protest at Stamford Bridge, leading up to Stamford Bridge. Turbulent, uncertain times. Everyone is on the edge of their seats. I'm going to learn so much about that Man United game if the season truly is over, or if the dead horse has a pulse, and we could maybe still get something European football, and who knows, maybe in a while we might win the FA Cup. And finally, we're going to look at this. Oh, Liam. Is Rosenior under any pressure at Chelsea, and should he be? I would argue yes, personally. We're going to get into it, gang. Thanks for joining me. Delighted to have you with me. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Let's crack into the content. Alejandro Garnacho removes all Chelsea content from TikTok account after admitting regrets about leaving Man United. No, this is a little bit misleading, because I think he says he regrets the context or the way he left Man United. This is goal.com. Alejandro Garnacho sparks fresh speculation regarding his Chelsea future by scrubbing all club-related content from his official TikTok account. I do have a TikTok clips account at Football Therapy Clips, which I will start uploading again to today. So do follow that on the TikTok. The kids use TikTok, I'm reliably informed. And Instagram, of course. But speaking of TikTok, Garnacho scrubbed all Chelsea off it. Why are you doing that, you little sausage? He is a little sausage. The Argentina international also reposted clips celebrating his career at Man United. He's reposting Man United clips, and he's like hearting like posts about, I saw that people that want him back. He's like hearting that. What are you doing? He's probably seen they're playing well under Carrick. Ruben Amorim's gone. He probably thinks the party's there again. He probably will have higher wages at Man United. Go back, bro. Give us our money back. 40 million quid. You can go. It genuinely is nothing personal. I think there is a high ceiling talent there. I don't think he's done, apart from this, which is weird. I mean, this isn't on. Why does stuff keep happening to us, man? I mean, nowhere near the drama that happens at Man United. They deal with this stuff all the time. Largely because of probably Garnacho. Maybe he's the problem. Frustration grows at the bridge. Of course, we spent 40 million smackaroos on him. He's featured 38 times this season. In a season that's still not over. It's not awful. Somewhat off the bench, of course. There was a time when he was... possibly, I say time, I mean literally maybe like a 2 to 3 week period in the whole season that he was considered our starting left winger. he did speak to, was it Sky Sports or someone who was interviewed from about his departure at Man United. He said, maybe yes, but I loved that club. They gave me confidence from the start. From Spain, coming to the academy, yada, yada, yada. They're amazing. Love from everyone. Love. And of course, he loves Ronaldo, doesn't he? So I remember the last 6 months I was not playing before. He feels like he should be. He also said, like, I wasn't maybe grown up. I wasn't behaving like a grown up. I started to do some bad things, he said. Naughty! He's admitting he did some bad things. What was that? Leaking lineups. Did you do that for us? Someone was leaking lineups to the press. I don't have a weird sympathy for Garnacho, but at the same time, I think he's probably a bit of a knob. So I don't know. I'm like kind of lost with how to feel. He can go, bro. He just speaks about Manchester United. Sometimes we have better moments. Sometimes we have worse moments. Very philosophical from the young Argentine. I'm proud to be here. But with United, I have nothing wrong to say about the club. It's just moments in life continues. He does sound like, if you watch the clip, he does sound like he's sort of like grown, you know. But at the same time, what's all this nonsense about deleting in your media? I think we'll keep Gittins because you can't loan a £55 million player and he's not played this season. I genuinely think Garnacho is going to go. And bye, Felicia. That's all I can say, mate. All right, then. Hey, Fever Yannick is gonna die on this video. So, I'm going to read this off the Chelsea Chronicle. I don't need to share screen. But shouts them. They reference Cy Phillips, who is, of course, Chelsea writer, journalist, has his sources, reports on his Substack. Go check him out. And on his X account. Chelsea want Mohamed Kudus and Lucas Bergvall if Tottenham get relegated. Bowley and Igbali have been keen to make opportunistic signings. Yep, we've literally just been talking about one in the shape of Alejandro Garnacho, of which market opportunities don't always work well, aren't always sexy, and often, in our case, in Chelsea's case, very disappointing. Maybe not always. Okay, you know what? Maybe this will be unfair. Estevao, Cole Palmer, and Santos. If you say they're market opportunities. But I don't even know. I think that might be, dare I even say it very quietly, because I'm loathed to praise the sporting hierarchy, but good scouting. But you get that, but you also get a ridiculous amount of criticism. According to Cy Phillips, the Blues are keen on Spurs pair Bergvall and Kudus, and interest could develop further should they not be able to get out of the relegation zone. I still cannot get enough of bathing. This is why I've been loving uploading on the second channel every day, because it's Schadenfreude all over the gaff. It's, Tottenham are going to get relegated. Arsenal bottle yet another trophy. Oh my God, are they going to bottle the league? And It's tough out there for a Chelsea fan right now. We're in the trenches. You know, we're in the depths of some sort of quicksand sewage, having an existential nightmare. It's horrible gear. It really is. So, you know, if our two most fierce London rivals are struggling in their own way, then we can, you know, have fun with that instead. It talks about Enzo Fernandez. We'll speak about that a little bit more in just a moment. How if he leaves, and I think personally he might leave. I think we might be two Argentinians down, yeah, in Garnacho and Enzo Fernandez. And Bergvall could, in theory, I actually think Bergvall's a player, by the way. He's very young, so he's another young player. And he could replace him. I'd say quietly, I love Enzo Fernandez. I want him to stay because I think if you can get his headspace right, yeah, like stop freaking, just play for Chelsea, stop twerking, then I think we're better with him. If he goes, though, I'm not going to be crestfallen like Eden Hazard, yeah. I'm not going to be frustrated like Thibaut Courtois. I'm just going to be like, all right, If he went to Man City and played really well, I'd be fuming. But Real Madrid, just the Real Madrid vortex that just sucks all your players in, and it's over there. You don't have to think about it, and you might make a lot of money. And there's a lot of people. I don't know if I necessarily include myself, but I kind of understand it. How they will say Chelsea will play better without Enzo Fernandez. In some way, or the midfield. I spent a lot of time on the second channel today waxing lyrical about the functionality of the midfield of PSG. I just love watching them play. Not when they touch us up and bend us over a barrel and, violate us 8-2 on aggregate. But, even before they scored against Liverpool yesterday, just how they operate, that midfield fluidity and balance. It's not the kind of midfielders you have there. No, they don't have box crashers like Enzo Fernandez in a midfield three. Do you know what I mean? So there is an argument that restructuring and rebuilding a Chelsea midfield in a different way would just make us a better team and close the spaces. And there's some people that think that. And then that's why they think that, maybe you flog Enzo Fernandez for a loss in terms of transfer fee, but a book profit. No. Mohamed Kudus, though, let's have a quick look at this. Because I have a feeling he's predominantly... a right winger, of which we have 10,000. Yeah, we got so many. He's really talented. He's 25 years old, so he's still young enough. A lot of Chelsea fans want, but he's predominantly a right winger. He's a right side of the tackle with a left foot. Neto, Palmer, Steval, Kenda. We got 4. Do we need 5? Do we need 5? No. We need a goalkeeper. We need a centre-back. We need so much other stuff. Then another left-footed, right-sided attacker. We do not need that. How incompetent are this Chelsea sporting hierarchy to just keep missing the glaringly obvious flaws and holes in this team? It's profound how dumb they are. Oh my God. Let's move on, shall we? Yeah, many of you will like Kudus anyway, whatever. Like, he's a great player, but just seems to... At this point, I don't know, I have no idea what's going on anymore. I am trying not to think about it too much because it was making me ill. Enjoy yourselves. Go and walk in, outside, hang out with your families, leave all your WhatsApp groups, get an allotment, start baking. We can still watch Chelsea, but just don't pay any money towards this mob who are running it like a circus. I'm so intrigued to see what's going to happen with this protest, how Liam Rosenior will, because he will get asked about it, how he'll react, if the owners will ever say anything, if the directors will ever crawl out of their holes again. And it's not dead in the water. They might be like, okay, we screwed up. They got too big for their boots after a good season last season, and they fudged it. And they'll be like, oh, we messed that up, didn't we? Right, let's not do that again. Let's sign these players. And I don't know about Rosenior. So here he is. Here's our fearsome leader, LinkedIn Liam. I do like Liam Rosenior, but he's as a guy, and probably as a coach in terms of what he could become. But I have huge reservations about him now. With the greatest of respect to him, I do. And the whole, after, really impressing me, blowing me away with his opening press conference, the respectable, the man-aged thing, I think, was a little bit overblown because it was literally like a throwaway anecdotal comment. But he has come out with some silly one-liners since. So anyway, he's made a Enzo Fernandez admission, says thestandard.co.uk, as you can see here on the screen. Oh, by the way, worth mentioning, thank you for liking and subscribing. Ding! And dropping those hype points down here. Please, sir, please drop. If you have any hype points... If you're watching on a mobile device, you swipe the comments over and hype the video. Like, subscribe, of course, daily. It's just a little bit of housework. Caught you in the middle of the video. Little bit of housework. Subscribe to this channel, Football Yannick, for daily content as well. And if you're of the podcast persuasion, Football Therapy Podcast, you get this on all your major platforms like Spotify and Apple. And I am so grateful if you could 5-star me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You just pop over there, give us a 5-star and a follow, and I'll be forever grateful. Right. Vice captain completed a 2-match suspension. Obviously, Port Vale, were a free hit. Might even say Man City were too, considering how we're playing a different frigging sport to like PSG and Man City at the moment. What one though? Should we see? Liam Rosenior admitted Chelsea may have played better against Man City if Fernandez had featured. Maybe. We still would have lost though, because that's just who we are, mate. In the words of an Australian who's no longer in work. He did say about the hurdles comment, so that's referencing here. They've got hurdles to clear. They still have hurdles, and that's when I was like, this kid's out of here. If we're still getting, and maybe he just did it because the Grand National was like a couple of days later, and he thought it was like a good thing to say. But, yeah. He will be back with the group on Tuesday, said Rosenior, and Tuesday was yesterday at time of recording, so he's been reintegrated. He is a top player and a really good guy. I'm really looking forward to having him back. So he was pulled up on the hurdle. I must say, I've been all over the gaff recently, so I haven't seen these quotes. The hurdle I spoke about, drum roll please, Enzo wanted to have a conversation with the leadership group. Why? To ask if they've been to Madrid and if they've got like good paella place recommendations. Is that what the leadership group? This is the quote from Rosenior. He wanted to have a conversation with the leadership group, the main players of the group, and speak to the players. In the time I had that press conference on Friday, he hadn't done that yet. So the hurdles press conference. He has spoken with me, the leadership group, and all of the players. We will look forward to having him back. Asked whether Fernandez might have helped in the Man City game. He said possibly in hindsight, it's his 2020 vision, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you make decisions in the short term, long term, blah, 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 blah. But Enzo had the conversations he needed to have. He's been fantastic in the last few days in supporting myself and the team, and I can't wait to have him back in the squad. Now, okay. That to me sounds like they've obviously made peace and they're aligned in understanding they have to make peace. I am not going to assume that this means Fernandez is behind the scenes, nailed his colours to the mast fully. What he might have done, which would have pleased his teammates, the leadership group, the manager, the hierarchy is, he might have gone, guys, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I see twerking for Real Madrid for 2 weeks. Probably not a good move. I will not do it again. It's not going to help anyone, even myself, to get the move or you to sell me. I think he's probably gone, everyone's gone, okay, let's try really hard together and get through the season. But maybe there's an understanding. I'm just theorizing that, look, if we don't meet our targets, if you can't give me this bumper new contract, without formally saying it, I would like you to welcome offers for me. Maybe there's that. Maybe he thinks this whole, like, he's just changed his tack, basically. That could very much be the case, and I have a feeling that is the case. But we will see. Like I said, I don't want to lose him. I won't be crying for days if he goes, but I don't want to lose him, but we'll see what happens. Let's talk about this Athletic article then. Bang. So this is by all the Chelsea correspondents. Keris Jones, Liam Toomey, and Simon Johnson on The Athletic. Is Liam Rosenior under any pressure? And should he be? Yes. Next question. Might as well read it now we're here. A string of bad results, senior players questioning the club's decision, and a genuine possibility of Chelsea missing out on playing in any European competition next season. No wonder Rosenior is showing the strain. Rosenior has been in charge for 3 months. Time goes by so quickly as a Chelsea fan, doesn't it? But that will not stop speculation over his future should the negative momentum continue. Like, the negative momentum's been profound, man. We've been falling like a stone. We can't score goals. We concede goals. We get bookings for dissent. It's all over the gaff, mate, at the moment. Multiple sources speaking, like others in this piece, under the condition of anonymity, to protect relationships, have said Chelsea intend to keep their head coach Rosenior even if they fail to secure a top 5 finish, which is of course required for the Champions League. It could be top 6. In some, I think Villa winning the Europa League and maybe something else happening. Arsenal winning the Champions League? God, I hope not. Anyway, but what about no European football, gang? Rosenior has also revealed he's been involved in the club's discussions about plans for the next campaign. Hardly a sign he's expecting to pack his bags. There's still a good opportunity to make the season a success. We're 4 points behind 5th place Liverpool in the Premier League, and I think we still play them as well. So that could be one. And Liverpool could just lose games because they are also terrible like us. We could win the FA Cup for the first time since 2018. I'm on my knees for that, by the way. I really, really want to win the FA Cup. We face Leeds in the semi. If we lose, Leeds just beat Man United, by the way. And everyone's agreed Man United have been playing better than us, and they've just lost to Leeds at home. So, if we lose to Leeds, I will be very sad. And we've lost to them recently, but at Wembley, it's not in Chelsea's DNA to lose to Leeds at the arse end of the FA Cup, as you all know. Chelsea are 3 points above 11th placed Bournemouth. Oh my God, we're 3 points above the bottom half of the table, meaning the clubs are queuing up to overtake them. Rosenior was not hired to turn Chelsea into a mid-table team. Mid-table also ran. Into a mid-table also ran. What's an also ran? Then I always learn new words on The Athletic. Also ran hyphenated. Also ran. A loser in a race or contest, especially by a large margin. Oh. That's us. Yep. Good writing. As for the FA Cup hopes, Chelsea did not beat Leeds home and away this season. 3-1 loss and a 2-2 draw. Yep. Even if we do get the better of them at Wembley, we're likely to face a horribly looking Man City at the moment. The team that just absolutely toyed with us on the weekend. Should Chelsea miss out on both remaining targets, will this lead to a change of hearts? Well, this is what the article's about. Reasons for concern. Simon Johnson writes, Chelsea appear to be getting worse. We've lost lots. I don't need to read all this in detail, but yeah, we've lost loads. Perhaps most alarmingly, the standard of performance has plummeted. Yeah. They've lost 3 consecutive games without scoring a goal for the first time in 28 years. Oh, just let that one percolate for a little bit. Rosenior should benefit from a pre-season. Oh, that old chestnut. Though this will be hindered by a World Cup, which will leave a large chunk of the summer. Kerris Jones writes, questionable defensive record. With the greatest of respect of Kerris Jones, who's an excellent journalist, I know would S-word at defence and he's conceded a lot of goals, so I don't necessarily need that. Simon Johnson writes again, he's losing the fans. Absolutely, and sad to see because he's a good guy. Forget social media. No one can accuse match-going supporters of not wanting Rosenior to give him a chance. Of course, we used to chant Liam regularly, greeting them when he went over to acknowledge them after the final whistle. Obviously, early doors, getting good results helped him. That all seems to be a distant memory. It's not turned ugly, though, compared to his immediate predecessors. For example, former head coach Pochettino was serenaded with F off Maurizio. And even Enzo Maresca had Anchor, swear word with a W in front, sung at him and was booed as well a lot. And Graham Potter received death threats. Jesus Christ, I spat on my screen. Graham Potter received death threats in 2003. We are down bad, bro. Don't do that, mate. I mean, none of you who watch this would do that. But yeah, it just goes to show Maresca, there's been revisionism that he was one of the great Chelsea managers that we let go. They were booing him. They were calling him a W anchor. You know, Liam's not had any of that yet. There has been growing signs of frustration towards Rosenior lately, though. Chelsea made their anger towards. Generally, the abuse has been at ownership. It should be. I think the directors are getting away with it with the match-going fans. I know it's a bit niche, but you know, Igbali. It used to be Todd Bowley, but the eye has gone for him. It's clearly like an Igbali that gets all the chance. Keeping him could imperil next season. We do not want to imperil next season. Man United fans will be well aware, of course, the Ten Hag trap, keeping and doubling down on a coach who most supporters and outsiders observed had concluded was not up to the job, only to belatedly accept reality and part ways with him months into a new season. Indeed, Ten Hag managed to extend his Old Trafford tenure. We wouldn't do that. Rosenior could yet do the same as in stay, but Chelsea must keep their eyes on the big picture when deciding his future. By the way, this is Liam Twomey writing this. Having performances under him give legitimate cause to expect improved results in the future? No! We are regressing. We might come out and beat Man United 4-0 and everyone goes, that's nice. The hope is back. But at the moment, can you see it? I can't. Excuse me. Can he regain credibility in the eyes of supporters? Most importantly, does he command the respect and the belief of his players? If the answer of these questions are no, Chelsea simply will be compounding an error by keeping Rosenior, particularly if they allow his preferences to influence their recruitment, which, let's be real, I don't think he's doing much in the recruitment room. United spent a huge amount on Ten Hag transfer targets. Yeah, but that was literally pandering to Ten Hag. The arrogant Chelsea sporting hierarchy simply won't do that. Only to sack him in October. Yes. Well, I did say if the rot continued to such a palpable point, we can't lose fact how bad we've been. We've been so bad. So bad. Even if that first half against Man City wasn't so bad, ultimately the game was so bad, and we have been so bad. So with that, if that continues, if we get slapped again, I'd can him before the end of the season. With the greatest respect to a good young coach and a good guy, I would can him. I'd put in freaking Callum McFarlane, who we affectionately call Shane for some reason over here. And I'd get on the blower to Xabi Alonso. It's highly unlikely. We'll probably go replace Arne Slot. But I'd just get on the phone to freaking, what's that, Goober Nagelsmann and say, what are you doing after the Germany World Cup? Just big boy coaches and be like, I know Cesc will want to stay at Como, but just make the phone calls. Felipe Luis, did he take the other Brazilian team job? Just get on the blower to all of them, start planning for the summer, and just check, because we can't, it's pointless free-falling. The fans deserve to watch a team that can, even if we're the league is totally ducked and we're going to finish 12th. I'm not going to pretend for a moment that's fine, but then we are 2 games away from FA Cup glory and Europa League football, because if you win the FA Cup, you get Europa League, which of course is better than Conference League. It's not as good as Champions League, but there we are. We probably don't even deserve to be in the Champions League at the moment. If we win the FA Cup, I will look upon the season affectionately. I will struggle to not do that, because I love the FA Cup and we've not won it for nearly a decade, so I would very much like that. It would basically come down to winning as we should against Leeds and then just finding a way against Man City, because interestingly, the FA Cup isn't at the end of the season. It's before the end of the domestic campaign, and I think they'll be neck and neck with Arsenal, so they might have even one eye on the final game of the season, and we might better sneak past them in the FA Cup final. The Prem's more important to them than the FA Cup. They've already got their domestic cup. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thank you as always for liking and subscribing here on YouTube, for following and 5-starring on podcast apps, Spotify podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Church Football Therapy Podcast. Right. See you soon. Take care. Peace.